What's your email?
Here you go.
What's your email? Is it Mann at gmail.com?
Me too. Excited and nervous at the same time. Don't be nervous, says my daughter.
I'm so nervous. I'm gonna die.
Nothing to be nervous about.
Okay, I'm excited to watch.
My daughter will be my assistant tonight 'cause she'll have to read the comments to me. Thank you, Amanda. Is anyone going to follow along?
You're gonna do wonderful. Hello.
I'm going to turn that down so I can't hear it over here. Okay, so this is our mission tonight. I'm going to get started right away. If there's anybody that's following along this first few steps, this is what I'm going to show you how to do. We're just going to equal out your sections. There's only 4 colors. I said the ombre is 6. It will be. There's a really dark color up there and a really dark color down there. But these are the 4 basic ones. And the colors are bubblegum. And it's just the dearest brand. Sea green. All purchased at Hobby Lobby, Michael's. I think I found some at Walmart. Nothing fancy. Nothing fancy here. Fairy. That's the purple. Paradise. That's the lighter green, turquoise. And this one is called Sunflower. And this is the deep blue. That's on the very bottom. And that one is called...
Heather says I can't hear you.
You need to talk louder. What's it?
Cody's on the internet, so it's blurry.
Blueberry Tart is the really dark blue color for the bottom. I use Loctite. Sometimes they say repositionable, sometimes they say permanent. I've used both the blue can and the red can. To me, it makes no difference. However, when using the Loctite, I always let mine dry overnight. Before I add epoxy. So, I'm going to spray it over my garbage can. Let me turn this. And I'm just going to spray the bottom part. Oh, it's rocking. Spray the bottom part and do the purple. Turn up my volume. Now can you hear me? Any comments, Jocelyn?
No, just one's about you can't really hear you and it's blurry.
Is it blurry still?
Yeah, because Cody using it. Linda says, can you please speak a little louder?
I sure can. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep adding the Loctite and my glitter till I can't see the white underneath anymore.
One says, wait, what are you spraying?
Loctite.
Adhesive spray.
Yes. It is the Loctite method. Alright, there's the purple. We'll just move our way up the cup.
How many layers?
I did 3 layers. And just sprayed the Loctite on that section of the cup only. And I'll spray the next section up, and I'll go about this high up with my pink or bubble gum it. I'm spraying over my garbage can off to the side.
Is that a glass tumbler or steel?
Stainless steel. Hog brand from Stainless Steel Depot. Now I'm doing the pink.
You have a great helper.
Thank you. Looks like I only have to do 2 coats of the pink.
Do you overlap the colors?
No.
And one person says, what spray are you using?
I'm using Loctite spray. You can find it at Walmart over in the craft area.
How do you make...
Or at Hobby Lobby I found the Loctite. I used off brands as well. Gorilla Glue makes a spray adhesive that works fine as well. Alright, now I'm going to move on to the yellow.
Alright. Are you spraying over each coat of the spray?
Now that time for the yellow, I just sprayed from here up to here. That little section, right where I'm going to put the yellow glitter. That's the only place that I sprayed that time. And I'm just dumping it on this time around. I overlap the yellow just a little bit because I know I'm going to want to create an orange.
Kelly says, do you spray or do you paint your steel cups first?
White. It's white underneath.
Are you Are you going dark to light?
On this one I am. I start from the bottom up. I watched a lady the other day who does the top down.
How do you make sure you don't get never mind. The thing went away.
What?
The message or the comments go away really fast. Not really fast, but
It doesn't matter if you get adhesive on the previous layer. We're going to be blending on it anyway.
Nicole says, "Why do you make this look so easy?"
I know, I'm sorry. I knew I would do that. If I'm speeding right through it, holler. I know, I make it look easy. And it's not.
You just have lots of practice.
I've had lots of practice, and I'll tell you how I got lots of practice. After I do this last layer here, I'm going to do the green. Sea green. Just
Is your
spraying the
base
top part.
Is your base just spray paint?
Yep, just a flat white. Flat white base. Another coat on the green. Again, I'm just dumping it on. Just sectioning off the cup right now. We're just putting it in 4 sections. Because we got 2 secret colors that are going to go on the tip and on the bottom. They're not really a part of the ombre necessarily. So I'll tell you real quick why I'm so good at ombres. I live on an island, so I'm surrounded by water. And we have a popular beach called Schoolhouse Beach. Look it up sometime. And I also run a souvenir shop. And this is the hot item in the souvenir shop. Just this ombre. Hundreds of them I create. So, in order to create the beach ombre, I have to be good at the ombre. On my beach tumbler, that is water slide paper. Water slide paper underneath. And if you ever use water slide paper, don't ever sand your cup and then add water slide. I've learned that the hard way. You can see every scratch underneath the water slide. Okay, anyway, back to our ombre. Now I'm going to overlap the pink down to the purple. Sprinkling it like it's, let's say, salt and pepper at dinner time. Pink on the purple is what I'm going to do. Another thin coat of epoxy just in that seam. And I am holding it, use that not to be dramatic or anything, but Jocelyn, hold this up, please.
Yes.
How high is my hand up in the air? Not against my hand, though, please. Thank you.
Like this.
So I am about 15 inches up in the air above my tumbler. And literally just sprinkling it on. You can move it now, Jocelyn. Thank you. And I don't know if you can see it really well or not, but just overlapping the pink onto the purple. Spinning it as I go. Patient, just sprinkle little bits, little tiny bits, and just keep spinning it. Stop if you need a little more in that section. Getting there. And now I'm going to take the purple and I'm going to go over the pink. And I'm just going to work this whole midsection right here with these two colors. And when you do a whole bunch of ombres, like I do with the Schoolhouse Beach ones, I combine the two colors. And I'll show you that technique after we are done with this one. I have a cup already set up to do it, and I'll show you what happens when you blend those two colors together. It's quicker, it's easier, but if you don't know how much glitter you're going to use, you're going to waste it. And in my case, I make so many, I just make containers full of the mixture. All right, going over the purple, overlapping the pink, light coat of Loctite again, right in that little line section there. And again, holding it about 14 inches in the air. And just sprinkling really, really light. I watched a lady do an ombre and she tapped her finger. Like if tapping on it, me, I think I'm not as talented with my tap on my finger, but if tapping on your glitter bottle is something you're used to doing, maybe you're able to tap it out really lightly. Yeah, just pretend I'm sprinkling salt on my dinner. See how it's just blending in like that? Oh, I see a little area right there that needs a little tweaking, but just playing with it. Taking the pink over the purple, purple over the pink, and just playing with that midsection there with the two colors. I don't wait any time between the layers. What you missed? You missed this. This is how far we are so far. Blending the purple and the pink right now. And let me see here. I'm doing too much chatting. I think I need a little more purple. Just a little squirt in the midsection. There we go. That's better. All right, and now since I already have the pink out, I'm going to go pink to the yellow. Can I help her back?
Somebody says, do you seal it before you epoxy?
Yep, and I'll show you that at the end. I sure do.
And yes, I am back. Does the spray dry fast?
The adhesive spray, I will let this sit all night now. Because I'm putting so many layers on and getting it all done at one time. If you don't, I'll show you what happens. If you don't, you start out with a really pretty ombre that slides. The whole chunk, all the layers of glitter that I'm doing right now will just slide along with the epoxy. So make sure that you let that dry for at least 3 hours. Like I said,
could you do the same method using Mod Podge?
I've heard that you can. I don't know how to do the Mod Podge. I don't have patience to wait for it to dry. That's why I like this Loctite method. I don't have to wait for it to dry in between layers. Yeah, I'm not even sure about the Mod Podge method. Okay, now I'm taking the pink and going up on the yellow a little bit, right in this little section right here. Real lightly again. About 14 inches up in the air. wish you could see what very little bit of glitter is actually coming out of the container, because that's the key. That's how you get rid of those lines, is to just lightly sprinkle. And now as you can see, the yellow on top of the, or the pink on top of the yellow is simply that. Now when I put the yellow on top of the pink, it'll create the orange. That's important when ombreing as well. The light color likes to be the top color. And now again, going from the yellow in this midsection right here, I'm going to create the orange that you see on this one. Just by putting the yellow on top of the pink. No comments?
No, not really. Just like, it's beautiful.
Voila. There's the orange. And now I'm going to bring the yellow up to the green. Since I've already got the yellow out. Spraying just in that section, that line.
We are just amazed. Where'd you get your hoodie?
You know what, I know somebody was going to ask me about it because it's really unique and it's a lot of fun. Because I live on an island, everybody's close here, and with the mommy group, we always have a boutique night where we all trade in our clothes and exchange them amongst each other, and somebody gave it up, and I was the lucky winner. It's comfortable, it's craft worthy because you can't see where you get things spilled on it. Brought the yellow up onto the green, and now I'm going to bring the green onto the yellow. And then we'll see what it looks like. No, it's not. Holding it way up in the air again.
Can you show the spraying part? Love the sandwich paper.
The family owns a grocery store. They were in the deli. I was like, I could use those.
What is the spread?
Loctite. It's the only method I do. I've done the epoxy method, but you have to do a flood coat anyway, so what's the point? We created that. I'm going to tinker with it with just a little bit more because I'm finicky.
Love that green.
yellow.
So pretty.
The green got away on me.
Do you need to let it dry between layers?
Not with the Loctite. I do not. I've been spraying it all night long.
Is she your daughter? Such a good helper.
She is my daughter. One of them. How's that look, you guys? And now that's 4 colors. And now we're going to add just a little tiny bit on the tip and a little tiny bit on the bottom. And that's how we make it a 6-color ombre.
Do you do the bottom?
You know what? I don't. On my wine tumblers, only because they have such a small surface, and if you don't get the epoxy on there just right, they're chippy, they're wobbly. So I do not. I put my handy dandy little labels on there that say don't leave it in your car, don't put it in your microwave, don't put it in your dishwasher. And you usually find somebody on Etsy to make those for me. Alright, I'm going to add the darker green on the very tip. And then I'm going to add our blueberry tart to the very bottom.
Do you make your labels yourself?
I do not. I find a lady on Etsy. This is what here's one of the bottom of those that I do. Just my wine tumblers that I don't. Alright. Blueberry tart in the very, very bottom.
Where's the blueberry tart color from?
Motor City Glitter. I'll show you the wrapper in a second. Just to the very, very tip. Ooh, I missed some there. There's that blue. And there's the very tip. There's our 5th color. And then I'm going to add a really dark green.
Does the glue dry fast? Can you use the spray?
Yep. Like it's gooey. Like if I can tell that it's glue underneath. It's not dry yet, for sure. Like I said before, like at least 3 hours, 4 hours. And I've messed some pretty ombres up in the past, so I just let mine go overnight. Unless you're in a hurry, I wouldn't suggest doing it, epoxying them, and not allowing it to dry for more than 3 or 4 hours. Alright, and now we're going to put Paradise on the very tip to give it a 6-color ombre. What did you say, Jocelyn?
Can I show my picture on my canvas after you're done?
And there it is. I'm going to add a little more purple on the bottom because I think that dark purple is too dark. I'm kind of finicky. I'm finicky. Thank you. I will add a little more purple, and then I will show you a second ombre trick. There, that teamed it a little bit. I know, I don't know how I'm talking and glittering either. Either have to have my tongue sticking out or something. My lips clenched together. We did it. There it is. Thank you, Crystal. Okay, so this ombre was done with us tinkering from pinks over purples, purples over pinks. That's how you did this one. You can also, like I said, not that I would do it with these because you got to blend all those colors, but for the one that I do on a regular basis, I blend this gold with the dark blue and the dark blue with the light blue. Thank you, Brandy. So, you could probably time me and I'll probably have this done in like 15 seconds. So, if you really want to be good at ombres, mix those two colors together. So, like I said, the gold and the dark blue are mixed together in here. And you can clearly see the line, and in about 5 seconds, you're not going to see that line. Spraying again with my Loctite in that midsection, or that line, over my garbage can over there. Taking that double mixture.
Do you glitter the bottoms of the cups that you ombre?
Sometimes. Remember that line? Not there anymore. It's gone. Like magic. Mix the two colors together. For those of you that struggle. Look at that. Can you see that? Now. Again. The top part. Get these colors out of here. Top part. The two blues mixed together in a concoction. See the line?
Do you mix half and half?
Yes, half and half. Just spraying the Loctite right in that section. Over my garbage can over here. Taking our concoction, our 50-50 concoction. And sprinkling it right in that seam. Doesn't get any faster than that. Look at that. Voila.
Boom.
Boom, you guys. Mix your colors if you struggle. Yep, I'll just spray this with adhesive and I'll dip it. This is what I'll do to the bottom.
What are you spraying?
Spraying Loctite. Stainless steel. That's crazy. Boom is right, Jennifer, right? Bada boom. Voila.
You're an ombre star. I put it on. Do you tap off excess?
Yep. I always save it. Always save it. Unless they get contaminated. Unless they get contaminated. You are welcome, Bambi. All right, so remember, section off your cup. Take the purple, go over the pink. Take the pink, go over the purple. Pink over the yellow, yellow over the pink, blah, blah, blah. Always end with your lighter colors for your ombre. White likes to be on top. Yellow likes to be on top. This one, the yellow going over the pink, creates the orange. And then just the very tip and the very bottom create the 5th and the 6th color of this awesome ombre. Here's the one we did tonight.
What do you seal with? That.
I seal with, nope, right here.
Oh, I thought, okay, never mind.
This is my sealer, the Krylon Glossy Crystal.
Please do more live. You're such a good...
Patience, it explains so
Yeah.
thoroughly.
Totally blanked out at that.
You're welcome, Brandy. Thanks for watching. It wasn't that nerve-wracking. I know lots of techniques. Is there any more questions?
I would love to see the beach ombre. Do you, to prep your cups, do you spray them with white?
Yep.
Yes.
Is there a prepped one behind you, Jocelyn? Yep.
I was about to pick up a plastic cup.
I prep them all with white. They're all stainless steel. I use a flat white.
How long do you wait before you seal?
I'm going to seal it right away. I'm going to take it outside and seal it right away. And then I'm going to let it sit overnight. And then tomorrow I'll put epoxy on it.
I like your daughter's name.
Thank you. So this one is the one that I made for a customer in Arizona. And she's the one that I posted her cup. And that's when everyone went crazy. This is the one we created tonight. It feels gooey as compared to hers. It's got a couple layers of Krylon on it. So I will seal that other one, let it sit overnight, and tomorrow epoxy it. Thank you, Sherry. Yes, your daughter wants to show you something, Barb. Thank you for asking. She's like busting at the seams in the background. I'm going, no, no, no. Okay, Jocelyn.
But yeah.
You gotta come over here too.
Oh, okay. I freehanded it.
She's very artistic as well, and this is her drawing. She's 11. Casey, Rust-Oleum works too. To each their own.
Amazing drawing. Thank you.
I believe like all of our climates are different. The humidity is different. Some of us get resin to work and some of us don't. I've tried probably just about every kind of resin there is. I personally like the KS resin. And the Pro Marine is thin to me, but it's great for a first coat.
I'm getting
You're getting lots of amazings, Jocelyn.
You have a gift, sweet girl.
Yes, she does.
Very nice. I love it. Very talented young lady. Are you putting a saying or a name on the rainbow cup?
She actually, I wish I had my other one here. She wants the sassy unicorn on there. Yeah, it's going to have a sassy unicorn saying on it. It originally was supposed to be like a Brazilian sunset. That's what I ombre'd the very first one to, was a picture of a Brazilian sunset. And then she threw me for a loop and said, I'd like that unicorn on there. And I was like, oh, really? You want me to cover that up with a unicorn? And whatever. Is what it is. Everyone likes what they like. And now the second customer wants the sassy unicorn on the Brazilian ombre. I don't know if I showed the beach one or not. One I can do in my sleep pretty much. And then I just stick on our little Schoolhouse Beach. And they sell like hotcakes around here. Yep. Most of them are Darris. Actually, all the ones that I used tonight were Darris. Except for this little guy. And Darris is the same as, they're the exact same as, where is the one? Recollections. They're the exact same color glitter, just somebody else's label. And you can get them at Hobby Lobby and Michael's, and I've seen them at Walmart before. That's all, nothing fancy.
Do you sand epoxy in between epoxy layers?
Yes.
And what are colors for the beach cup?
The beach cup are... You beat Jocelyn?
I'm a taxi.
Beach ombre is... Where's my light blue? Here it is.
Oh, I think.
So for the beach ombre, it is Frost by Recollections, but like I said, Recollections and Darris are the same thing, just different label.
I thought it looked like
Ocean is the darker blue, a bluish silver kind of. And then, oh, I lied, the champagne is, but it's silver champagne, but it's Walmart. This is Walmart brand. Again, nothing fancy. And that's it, just those three colors. And then mix these two, and then mix these two 50-50 to erase the lines. Yeah, Recollections for sure, Barb. I do sand in between, Annette. I didn't mean to ignore your question. As long as I'm not adding water slide. For these, the souvenir ones that I do around home, I put the glitter on, I put epoxy on, and I pick the smoothest side to adhere this to, and I sand the rest. But then they always, I feel like a glittered cup always needs 3 coats, no matter what. Always. And for sure, the chunky glittered ones for sure need 3 coats. You're welcome. Thank you.
Should I put this in Mika's food dish?
I don't think she cares. Is there any other questions? I appreciate everybody watching tonight.
Me too.
Next time it won't be so nerve-wracking.
Thank you so much. You do an amazing job. I know, I do. Are the water slides hard to do? I'm scared to try.
No, not at all. Actually, I got a whole sheet over here. I'll show you.
Please post the live. This tutorial was so helpful. Thank you. How do you apply your chunky?
My chunky, I usually do that with epoxy. But not necessary. You can do that with Loctite as well. Okay, whoever's afraid to do water slide. Here is a water slide print. It is all printed out, and I have it all sealed. It's got right here, 3 coats of this, and it's on clear water slide. And I'm going to cut them out, and I'm going to apply them to coffee cups. You cut around the edges, and maybe that'll be my next live, how to apply a water slide. So simple. Don't be afraid to do it. Just print it on your printer. Make sure you seal it. Yes, I'll save this to the group, Barb. I sure will.
Thank you. This helped a lot.
I want to see everyone's creations. I want to see everybody's beach ombres and Brazilian sunsets. All right. Have a good night, everyone.
Me too. Bye.
You want to see it? You want to go in there and say bye?
Bye.
Have a good night.